Ki. We are all in support of the expansion of Papahanaumokuakea. We operate a for-profit social enterprise known as Town Hospitality Group. We operate 4 restaurants, a community kitchen, a catering company, and they're all run by the mantra, local first, organic whenever possible, with aloha always. Little background about how serious we take fish as food. We're the only restaurants in town that are certified by the Monterey Bay Aquarium Seafood Watch to serve only sustainably sourced seafood that does not jeopardize overfishing, bycatch, habitat destruction, all these issues we're concerned about. We do get probably about 30 or 40% of our fish via the auction. And I do have to commend the longline fleet on being compliant with the regulatory body that have mandated on a federal level what they can do. The other 60% or so comes to us from backyard troll fishermen. You'll find he'e, octopus on our menus. It's a short-lived, massively reproductive species of seafood. We have to'au and ta'ape, which are 2 very invasive species that we just need to eat. If you can't beat them, eat them. We've got opelu and akule, small mackerel scad, forever known as bait fish, oily, yummy, delicious, low on the food chain, plentiful. Some of the other things that we do is we change our menu daily. It's part of this big movement called Change Menus, Change Lives. If something's not available, our fishermen don't go out, no more fish, no more fish. We don't put it on the menu. Same thing goes for anything else. I can honestly say that the expansion of the Papahanaumokuakea Monument will have no adverse effects on the 1,000 meals that we feed a day, that we produce a day, the 120 people that we employ, and my business in general. If anything, I think it might even help it because I plan to hand my business to my son someday. To end, I want to tell you a story. We just got back from a family vacation. Northern California, 300 miles north of San Francisco, just outside of Trinidad, California. I find myself at this ranch called Millhouse Organic Farm, right on the top of a ridge. Beautiful farm, right side, federally regulated forests. I took my family Christmas picture in front of it, 2,400-year-old redwood tree. On the other side, incredibly well-managed, regulated industry, cross-cut, fourth growth redwoods, 6 foot tall. I'm sitting on there, and it's just a good analogy of what we're talking about today. We've got a really well-managed fishery that provides food, jobs, and we've got a monument that is at risk of being lost. So we need to preserve this. I support the expansion of Papahanaumokuakea.
I'm going to do this without my notes. I'm Terry Leischer. I'm from Kona, Hawaii, and I am in favor of the expansion of Papahanaumokuakea. I'm here speaking on behalf of my family, 4 generations, and also my business, Jack's Diving Locker, with 46 employees and their families, and the Kona Kohala Chamber of Commerce, speaking for Kirsten Kahaloa, and we have over 500 members. So just a couple of things, because we've sent in testimony, but a couple of things to touch on. One thing is that there are many scientists that have been studying the oceans worldwide, and you've heard this a little bit before, but I'm going to say it again, that if we don't protect worldwide 30% of our oceans, we will not sustain any of the people of the world for the future. By the expansion at Papahanaumokuakea, that will increase to 2.5 or 2.3% nationwide. I also promised my father, who's a scientist, physicist, HIG, Hawaii Institute of Geophysics, and the Navy, retired, that I would make a comment for him about his concern about the other countries coming in to fish. And by doing this expansion, it will help protect against that, like the people that come in and dredge chains on the bottom for gold coral. So that's really, we need to protect it for future generations. And if we don't do something now, it's going to be too late. Thank you.
Aloha. In order to stay on time, I'm going to heavily use my notes. Narissa Spies. I'm a graduate student at the Kewala Marine Lab, and I'm a coral biologist. Climate change is here. It's not something that we will face. It's something that we are dealing with now. Climate change is our fault, and by our fault, I mean all of our faults collectively as a human race. Even the most remote areas of the planet are affected by climate change. Pacific islands that contribute very little to the carbon dioxide emissions that are driving climate change are seeing those effects first. And some have become the first refugees of climate change. This will only continue to get worse. We are in the midst of the longest lasting bleaching event in recorded history. The main Hawaiian Islands have seen coral bleaching for 2 years in a row, and experts are forecasting a third year of coral bleaching. This is unprecedented in human history and forecasts a gloom outlook for our ocean health. We need immediate action if we are to protect the fragile ecosystem that surrounds us. We have before us a proposal to create a pu'uhonua, or ocean sanctuary. This is one of the simplest and greatest gifts that we can give to future generations. Papahanaumokuakea is uniquely positioned within a temperate zone. Waters surrounding its northern islands are not always warm throughout the year like they are here on Oahu. The water temperature on Oahu varies only an average of 5.1 degrees Fahrenheit, while on Curie Atoll at the end of the archipelago, it can range 27.1 degrees Fahrenheit over the course of a year. This wide variation means that the corals and other temperature-sensitive animals living in this area are resilient, and in a habitat that's uniquely suited to handle the types of thermal stress we are beginning to see globally. These animals will be less affected by increases in temperature and stand a good chance of survival. However, their ecosystem is at risk because human beings know no limit to their reach. We are capable of reaching every shore, leaving a mark wherever we go. We take and extract resources without thinking of future generations, and we need to reduce local stressors to give these animals the best chance of surviving, or we will have nothing left. Please expand Papahanaumokuakea. This area is our lifeboat. It's a way of ensuring that life in the sea will go on and that our children's children will inherit something resembling a healthy ocean. Thank you.
Okay, I've been told we do have a 9:30 cutoff time, so I think we can squeeze in 3 more people. Eric Enos, Isaac Harp, and Jay Carpio.
Aloha, I apologize for you being here so late. But my name is Isaac Harp. My friends know me as Paka. That's Paka with a P, not an F. But anyway, I was thank you. I was the first chair of Westpac's Native and Indigenous Rights Advisory Panel, as well as the only individual ever to serve on all 6 of the advisory panels under the Western Pacific Fishery Management Council. And in 2000, I drafted a management plan for the Northwest Islands that led to the creation of the Coral Reef Ecosystem Reserve. That was the most broadly participated public process ever in Hawaii. If you go back and research how many people participated in the process, you can see that if the Antiquity Act doesn't occur and we go into a longer process, the people will come and bring it again. So, you know, I think we have a very unique opportunity. It makes me very happy, the position we're in right now. So we have the opportunity to create a very large protected area with 0 impact to the commercial longliners. So according to their own data record, they catch 5% of their fish in that area. And I want to reassure them that at least for now, they can feel secure that where they catch 95% of their fish, they'll be able to catch it out of 5%. So there will be no economic impact to the commercial longliners. So I think that's one of the things I call propaganda, which has been so thick, I broke my chainsaw trying to cut through it recently. But anyway, some other testifiers in opposition mentioned, I guess, we call it, it's known as the occupation. The United States is in occupation of the Hawaiian Kingdom. And the United States pretended in 1898 to annex Hawaii with a joint resolution of Congress. And a joint resolution of Congress has no lawful authority to annex another country. So the situation we're in is a belligerent occupation. I call it belligerent because it's the hostile and aggressive occupation. The United States, under the laws of occupation, are required to apply the laws of the occupied nation rather than importing their own laws and creating other laws here. And I believe the United States has a moral obligation to protect the resources in that area for the time when the United States deoccupies our nation so we can resume control of what is actually ours. Mahalo.
Aloha, thank you for taking the time and also the extension for allowing all of us to speak. I am Jay Carpio from Maui. I represent the Wailukusi MMA and also the Maui Nui Makai Network, which is 6 communities in the Maui Nui region, all doing community-based grassroots efforts of ahupua'a sustainability, mauka to makai, and caring for our oceans so our future generations can have the fish that I saw growing up and everybody else in their respective areas. We all support the expansion of the Papahanao Mokuakea National Marine Monument, mainly for the reason that we need to leave something for generations coming. They don't know what we're going through. They haven't seen what we're going through. And they need some place to go and practice, to learn, to experience, and be Hawaiian. This is something that, as a child growing up fishing, I thought it was great here. Little did I know that I was a 7th generation of compromise to our oceans. We cannot allow this to happen anymore. So by allowing this space so new families, new generations can explore scientifically, culturally, spiritually, and practice being true Lawai'a Pono. This is an area for them. We need to take care of this place in the main Hawaiian Islands. Mahalo, thank you. Aloha.
Okay, thank you, Jay. It looks like we have come to the end of the evening. I want to thank you all for staying with us. I am going to go to the panel and ask them if they have any final words. 2 minutes each, please. I'll start with Robin. Do you have any final thoughts?
I'll repeat what I said at the beginning. We're profoundly grateful for the sincere and well thought out and personal expressions, that it makes a difference to hear it, not just see it in writing. And that's one of the reasons that we wanted to hold these 2 public meetings. So for all the voices that were here tonight, again, our thanks.
And on behalf of my boss, Senator Schatz, I want to thank all of you for coming, both the people that testified for and against the proposal that was made. There was some wonderful information that was exchanged tonight, but I think that for the most part, what I saw tonight was a display of aloha, where I think everybody respected each other. There were, people that cheered on occasion, but this was a civil and I think a productive evening. I'm looking forward to getting a chance to read some of the testimony from some of the people that are here, who some of my heroes on both sides of this issue. And I really appreciate the time and effort that everybody put in this evening to come here, to share their knowledge, to give us input, and to give us, I think, the best information that we can have to present the president as he's deciding what it is that he wants to do. So thank you all for coming tonight.
Just want to echo the comments of those who spoke before me, to thank everyone who came out this evening to give their thoughtful testimony. Senator Hirono, thanks everyone again for your input. Is that something that she, in her years as a legislator, which is over 3 decades of experience, really values the input that she receives from her constituents. So we will look at everything just like the federal agencies do, and she will continue to dialogue with both the federal agencies and CEQ before a decision is made. But let it be known that everything that is said here will be taken into account by our office, and we will advise the senator as such. So thank you, and have a nice evening.
Thank you, Alan. So again, I want to thank each and every one of you for sticking out, staying with us tonight. I want to thank you, as Andy said, for sharing your aloha and sticking to the 2 minutes. And I want to thank the staff for setting all this up and making this happen. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you.